everybody, welcome to Adventures with Janis. Hey, today we're going to be looking at the gear shift linkage on Janis. Last weekend Kelly and I took her out for a little spin around town, and on the way back home shipped her in the first and second. It was kind of hard to find first and second, so we're going to take a look at that. So let's get started. Okay, so this right here is how the gear shifter and shift linkage looks like on the bus. What I'm looking at right now is this coupler right here that connects the shift rod to the transmission, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. And then the tube that this thing runs down has got these two little bushings right here. But I don't know when they were replaced, so we might have to later on take this whole rod out and replace those bushings. But yeah, right now I'm going to show you what the coupling looks like. And this thing has got a screw in it that it screws into it to hold it on. It's a little loose, but I'll show you what it looks like. So here's the coupling right here that I was showing you in the book. It's got a little bolt right here that should have some baling wire on it to keep it from turning, and it doesn't. So I'm gonna have to go get some to see if I can replace that to keep that from turning. And then this is the coming from the transmission back over here. So let me make sure I don't knock anything over on you. So as you can see, there's a little bit of play in it. See, there's rubber bushings right here on each side, and then there's a screw that goes in it to make that connection to the rod right here. So there's a little bit of play in there. It's not bad, but I don't think it's supposed to do that. I have to do some more research and see, but I cleaned it off, and of course it's the original piece on the bus, because right here is the VW emblem right there that was stamped in from the factory. So I think these bushings right here might be bad. See how they're moving and everything? They shouldn't be moving like that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to move up to the front of the bus and take a look at it. Sorry about the glare coming in from the sun, but this right here is the shift rod tube. The shift rod actually slides down this tube right here, and it goes all the way down to right there. The light's not too good. And then it goes through the frame right here, and then the shift rod comes out on the other side. So okay, so here's the gear shift rod and the gear shifter that comes up through the floor. So what we've got to do is take these off, these bolts out, and then this shift rod plate right here, take it off and see what's going on up underneath it, and then clean it up a little bit, because we got a lot of trash up underneath the mat, and I don't want it scraping the paint off and rusting like it did when we bought the thing. So all right, so we're going to start taking this off and see what's going on. Take it off and see what we got. Oh yeah. All right. All right. So this ball goes down in there. It's got this little tip right here, and it can only go one way. down in here. So, and because there's a little groove right here that tip goes down in. So we're gonna put some more grease on and everything, and then adjust this plate right here. See, it goes on like this right here. This is the floor plate. So, and when you're taking it off and putting it back on, there's a high side to it right here. That needs to go toward the front of the bus. So, and then we'll make our adjustments here. But we're going to clean all this up right here and get it cleaned up, and probably throw some paint on it real quick, and then we're going to fix this up. We'll put this on the bench and get it cleaned up and see what happens. All right. Alright, so we're going to take a look at this thing here. This spring just comes off. Well, I say it does. It should. Okay, maybe not. There you go. Just kind of have to unscrew it to get it off. So we're gonna clean that up, clean this up, and then we might like to take this boot off without tearing it. Take it off and paint it. Give it a fresh coat of paint. Now this thing should just unscrew off here. Then we'll clean that boot up. Clean this up. Then we might even just go ahead and put a fresh coat of paint on the shifter here. All right. Okay, so I painted this area down here, and that was early this morning. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon now. Because of the humidity so high, it's just now dry to where we can start putting this together. So what I've got to do is I got to put some grease down here in the gear shift linkage where that ball on the shifter goes down into. I'll put some grease in there. Then we'll start to get everything lined back up. And all right, so we're just going to put some grease down in here. Light, so I can see. hopefully get all that out of the way. I tell you what, the heat is so bad. So, all right, so we're gonna leave it like that right there. Then next I'm gonna come in and put the plate in, and then I'll put the shift rod in. So, all right, so we're gonna get ready to put this shift. This here is the plate, and basically I want to try to put it back in the same position. And what I have noticed is there's marks where the screw and the washers are, so I'm going to try to put those back in the right position. And now we'll put the shift rod in. Try and put this thing in here. We got that ball that's got the nipple on it, down it back into the gear shift rod, and the spring's in place, and now these are in place, the plate's in place. So now we're going to tighten it down just a little bit. Alright, I'm going to try something here. I'm going to go get the key, crank it up, and then we're going to see how it shifts. So, okay, so we took out on a test drive, and she still was a little hard to shift in the first and second. So what I did is I made an adjustment. I loosened these screws up right here, or the bolts, loosened them up just a little bit, and then I got me a screwdriver and put down in the slot right here, and then just barely tapped it over toward the driver's side just a little bit, and then I tightened the screws back down. And then we took it back out on another test drive, and it shifts a whole lot better now. You don't have to fight it to get in the first or in the second. So that adjustment was what it needed, and plus cleaning it up and lubing the shift rod where the ball on the shifter goes down into, and then making the adjustment. So now next what we're going to do is let me raise you so you can see it, is we're going to set the clutch plate right here on the clutch to see if it's got enough play in it or if it has too much play in it. So we're going to do that here in just a minute. All right, we've reinstalled. Take 3. Okay, we finished reinstalling the gear shifter on the bus, and we lubed it up, got the gear shifter in place, and we actually took it out for a test drive, and it shifts a whole lot better now. We can actually get it in the first and second without fighting it or trying to find it or having to force it in the first and second. So now it shifts smoothly in the first and second. So I also adjusted the wing nut on the clutch cable that connects the cable to the clutch lever on the transmission. And in the book it says you need to have at least 3/8 to 3/4 of free play in the pedal. So, and it really doesn't tell you what angle to measure it. So what I did was, since it goes down, I'm going to do it this way, and we're at about 7.5, and then if we mash it, well, let me do it like this. So if we do it this way, we're at 7.5, and then when I press the pedal, when I feel resistance, that puts me right at 6 3/4. So that's 3/4 of an inch of free play, and that's what you need to have. I also did it this way, where it's up against the kick panel on the front, and here it's at 8 3/4, and when I press it, the resistance starts, when I feel it start to engage, it's at 8. So we're right at the 3/4 that we need. So tightening it up also helped. So we've got the clutch adjusted where it needs to be. So all right, so that takes care of that problem. So we've taken care of our issue with our gear shifter. We was not able to shift it into first and going into second without forcing it in there in each gear. So I took it apart, lubed it up, and adjusted the gear shift floor plate a little bit, and also made an adjustment on the clutch, tightening the clutch cable up, and on the clutch cable, the wing nut back there, I just turned it 2 complete turns, and that gave us the free play on the clutch pedal that we needed, which is 3/4 of an inch of free play that we need. Did a test drive on it, works great now. It shifts a whole lot better since I lubed it up on where the ball of the shifter connects into the shift rod. But probably this winter, what I'm going to do when we're not driving it as much, because it's going to be cold as whatever, hopefully it's going to get cold because it's hot as crap down here now. I'm going to take that shift rod out, replace the bushings that go inside it, clean the shift rod tube out, and that's going to help it shift a whole lot better. And also the shift rod coupler that connects, that I showed you on the back there, to where it connects the shift rod onto the transmission. I'm probably going to have to replace those bushings in that coupler, because as you noticed earlier, that when I would move the shift rod, those bushings would move in there, and it shouldn't do that. So so that takes care of this problem. And hey, remember, if you haven't subscribed, hey, make sure you tell everybody you know, your friends, your family, that might have VWs or don't have VWs, to check out the channel, and make sure you hit that subscribe button, and make sure you click that bell for notifications of the new videos that we put out. We haven't put out any in a while because it's just been too hot to do anything down here in the South. But we're fixing to change that, because hopefully here in another month it's going to get cooler, and we're going to start taking her out, and we're going to get some camping trips in before winter. And also hit the like button if you like the content of this video. And like we say in the VW world, hey, drive them if you got them. Peace and VW life. I'll see you on the next one.
Hey, Kelly and I would like to thank you for tuning in to this episode of Adventures with Janis. If you'd like to keep up with our adventure, make sure you click that subscribe button and click that bell for notifications of when we post new videos. Also, if you like the content, hey, give us a big thumbs up, and you can always leave us comments in the comment section below. We'd love to hear from you. So thanks for tuning in to this episode of Adventures with Janis. And remember, like we say in the VW world, drive them if you got them. Peace and VW life.